Good evening, everybody, even though it is very clearly the afternoon, and welcome to SGN. John, what is SGN? That's a good question. For years now, I've been wondering, why is there not a news show dedicated entirely to good news? Well, desperately seeking my fix somewhere else, I reached out to all of you this week, asking, nay begging, for some good news. And boy, did you deliver. After reading those replies and the incredibly heartwarming stories that came with them, I thought, all right, enough is enough, world. Why not us? Why not now? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your fault, and this is SGN. I'm John Krasinski, and if it isn't clear yet, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. And now, for some good news. And what a week for good news it was. Because yes, without question, we are all going through an incredibly trying time. But through all the anxiety, through all the confusion, all the isolation, and all the Tiger King, somehow the human spirit still found a way to break through and blow us all away. Nowhere was that seen more powerfully than in the heroism of the global healthcare community. Now, these men and women are working day in and day out. They are putting their own health on the lines. They are putting their own lives on the lines for complete and total strangers. And they're doing it without the need for so much as a thank you. Well, luckily the thank yous came anyway. And the heartfelt appreciation was seen on a global scale. In Spain, police lined the street outside their local hospital and flashed their lights and applauded their appreciation for their hospital staff. In London, an ICU nurse told her boyfriend she didn't believe there would be any clapping. She was wrong. Even out at sea, NATO sailors and staff applaud their healthcare heroes back home from their command centers, the decks of their ships, and even underwater. And the love and appreciation was felt right here at home in the US, whether from the balconies of lit up apartment buildings to the old-fashioned up-close and personal kind, where a man holds up a sign simply saying thank you to the hospital staff for saving his wife's life. And of course, you can find more of those amazing images and videos on our Facebook page. Or let's be honest, pretty much anywhere else on the internet. For instance, if you're looking for a more heart-wrenching music video version, just check out this guy's page. Or this guy. And the good news didn't stop out there. Oh no! Even indoors in the weird world of isolation, good news was happening everywhere. Evan Era Magic kicks things off by making kindness look super easy as he makes one driver's delivery extra special.
What's up, man?
Can we take one of these?
Yeah, absolutely. It's for you.
Oh man, you're a lifesaver. Thank you.
There were reports that in someone's backyard, an honest-to-God guardian angel was spotted mowing the lawn. Nope, turns out it was retired paratrooper Art Cruz just making good on a promise to his neighbor who's currently deployed overseas that he would always be there for him and his family. In Maine, a local man bought 100 lobsters to help out a lobsterman. He then went to each one of his neighbors and delivered them a fully cooked lobster dinner. In Ireland, and no, I won't embarrass myself by doing that accent, 3 generations took place in social distancing as a grandfather met his grandson for the first time. We also got to experience 3 generations of love this week. To kick us off, a couple from Fredericksburg, Virginia was supposed to go to Paris. When their travel was canceled, luckily the romance was not. She said yes, by the way, in case anybody was wondering. I am alone in this room. In Michigan, an already married couple proved that the party doesn't ever have to end. Throwing on their old wedding attire, they laughed the day away. And in Alabama, for 81-year-old John Klein and his sweet Ann, marriage may be old hat, but it is still more romantic than any other out there. Ann, who's in a nursing home for Alzheimer's, is no longer allowed to have visitors. Well, that's not going to stop John from finding a way to sing to his bride.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
That last video was brought to us by our friends at inspiremore.com. SGN may be a new site for good news, but we are by no means the first. So when you're looking around the internet for a smile, please check out any of the good news sites, from Tank's Good News to goodnewsnetwork.org, any of them. And on a personal note, this week actually brought a whole lot of good news because it marked 15 years since this haircut was born. That's right, it was the 15th anniversary of The Office, and for more on that story, we go now to our entertainment correspondent, Steve Carell. Steve! Is this working? Thank God for Nancy. I literally just saw Nancy, like your mom, be like, hold on, let me Welcome to this highly produced show.
I like your sign.
Thank you very much. My daughters did it, by the way. So
beautiful. This will be the graphic at the bottom of this.
Perfect. I love it. We're both looking dapper. This is how I am 24/7.
I guarantee you that the bottom half of what you have on does not match the top.
I am definitely wearing jams, if anybody remembers. If anybody remembers what those are. Oh my God. So Steve, this week marked a huge anniversary for you and I. We were on a little show called The Office, and it turned 15 years old this week. I mean, I was a waiter when I got that job. I was 23 years old. I was a waiter. And after the pilot, I went back to waiting tables because I was sure nothing was going to happen with it. And we all kind of came into it with that vibe. I remember none of us had done anything huge.
It's such a happy surprise that after all these years, people are still tuning in and finding it even today. It's pretty cool.
People always ask this question, so I have to ask you, do you have, not one, obviously, but in your top memories, what were some of your favorite memories?
All of our exchange around the micro flat screen TV. I finally broke down and bought myself a plasma TV. Check it out.
The episode dinner party where you said, and when people come over, you just, and it only moved that far. I don't think I've ever worked harder in my life.
Articulating screen. Check this out. Folds. Right into the wall. Sorry. Oh my God. I think most of the memories have to do with things that we shared as a cast. You know, when we were doing Fun Run, and it was about 105 degrees outside. Fettuccine Alfredo. Time to carbo load.
I remember when you did the episode where you played Santa and were very upset that Phyllis was already Santa. And so you were asking people to come sit on your lap, and Brian, thank God, was chosen to sit on your lap.
What would you like for Christmas, little boy?
I don't know. I didn't know you were going to ask me that.
What did you think was going to happen?
I didn't know. Nobody's ever let me sit on their lap before.
All right, just say some toys, please.
I was supposed to be the button of the scene where they cut to me and I did a Jim face. I was never there. I was physically never there, but because by the time they got to the swish pan to me, I was out. I was either on the floor or I had left the room.
Part of what was so much fun about it is that everybody in the cast was rooting for everybody else. People would step back when it was time for other people to shine and celebrate it. Like when you came in as Dwight that day, it was crazy watching Jim do Dwight. And you're a very good impressionist in general. I don't think it's something people know.
Michael! Oh, that's funny. Michael!
And then also at the same time, the most emotional I've ever been on a set, certainly. And I know we've talked about it, but I was sort of hoping that they wouldn't do your scene and my scene, the episode where you leave last. I think you and I counted, I think it was either 17 or 19 takes where there wasn't an audible word that came out. It was just action, and then you and I going, oh!
I think we should just save the goodbyes for tomorrow at lunch.
Oh. Okay.
And then tomorrow, I can tell you what a great boss you turned out to be. Best boss I ever had.
That was a hard one. That was really, that was tough. Some of my most fond memories, personally or professionally, are entwined and connected with that
Without
show.
a doubt. And listen, I know everybody's talking about a reunion. Hopefully one day we just get to reunite as people and just all get to say hi. I mean,
just to see your face is so great.
I miss you a ton, man. It's so good to see you, and thank you so much for doing this. We are trying to start a news network just for good news, and boy, are you good news. I really think you're going to make something of yourself, Steve. I love you, and I can't wait to see you very soon.
Say hi to Emily. Love you guys.
Who's that? Goodbye.
Go!
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Carell. And finally, that brings me to my favorite good news of the week. In California, a 15-year-old girl finally returned home after her last chemotherapy treatment. And well, her friends put on one heck of a social distancing party. For more on this story, we now go to my newest hero, Coco. Hello.
Hi.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh my God, this is such an exciting honor for me. You are my newest and biggest hero.
Thank you so much.
You obviously live in a Hallmark card. For no one else arrives on their street and has all cheering for them and clapping for them. How did that feel?
I was so surprised. I wasn't expecting anything. We turned the corner and I saw our friends and I saw more friends and my family, and I was just like, so many people were there.
It was amazing. Your reaction was amazing. It was just so incredibly powerful, and so amazing to see your reaction to it.
Thank you.
So you finished treatment how long ago?
I finished treatment just on that Tuesday. That was my last chemo.
That is awesome. Huge congratulations to that.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. And it's been amazing to see this video go everywhere. And truly, I don't think I've ever seen such a genuine reaction to a video where everyone was completely and totally blown away. And honestly, you know, you being the hero, is there anything you want to say to everybody out there?
Yeah. There are a lot of people like me going through things that have low immune systems, or everyone that isn't going to be extremely affected by it staying home to protect people that will be is like really amazing. And it's like everyone came together to help the people that will be affected by it, which I think is really awesome.
That's awesome. What's amazing about it is I'm doing this very silly thing of starting a good news network and a television show where we only play good news. And I don't know if I can do another one after this, because you're the best news there is. You're like the mic drop of all good news. It's over now.
Well, I'm excited to keep watching all of the good news.
That's very kind. I'm literally just posting the things that people send me, like your mom. And I wrote back to your mom and told her that I cried for a very long time watching that, just of pure joy. And you guys rock for sharing it with the rest of the world.
Thank you. Can I say a last thank you to some of my nurses and doctors?
Yes.
They're all working right now. And so my nurses on 4 West in the infusion center at CHLA, and my nurses and doctors at City of Hope.
You are so stellar. Thank you so much for spending time with us and for telling us your story. I wish you nothing but the best. And again, you put so many smiles on people's faces. Now it's your turn. Go have a lot of things to be happy about.
Bye. Thank you.
Whew, holy moly. If that girl isn't the epitome of pure goodness, I don't know what is. And that's it. That's our show. I'm John Krasinski. This is SGN, asking you to remember that no matter how tough life can get, there's always good in the world, and we will see you next time. Good night.